birthday, Mother. That's right, it's my mother's birthday. This is one of her books from my mother's library. Hi, from Avalon Gardens. This is Doc Martin. I'm the lone journalist for KRAZ TV. And what a phenomenal work. It's called The Language of the Goddess by Marija Gimbutas. I sure hope I didn't butcher her name. I always say that, don't I? It's like a trademark with me. Well, it has to be pretty important, this foreword by Joseph Campbell. Well, it's a grand work, a monumental work on the goddess mother in ancient Europe. Wow, I thought it was from the whole world, and there are other places, I'm sure. A benchmark in the history of civilization. From this book will grow a fuller and healthier understanding of the relation of the sexes to one another and thus contribute to the growth of a healthier world. To follow Marija Gimbutas in this wonderful and exciting book is to experience a great and distinguished mind at work in the field she has made her own. Authoritative, readable, illustrated magnificently. This book is an event to be celebrated. This was from Ashley Montague. Wow. Marija Gimbutas is a professor of European archaeology at UCLA and a curator of Old World archaeology at UCLA's Cultural History. She is the author of more than 20 books, including Goddesses and Gods of Old Europe, and more than 200 articles on subjects ranging from East European prehistory and mythology to the origins of the Indo-Europeans. Yes, here on the 29th of June, it's, well, the sun is in my eyes and it's just come up. And it's kind of windy, but it's supposed to rain, and we sure do hope it is. We sure do hope. What a wonderful book. It just goes on and on about, well, of all the ancient places, and it has so many, every page has got plates and drawings of, well, pottery, and it features a lot of, well, only women, of course, are 99% women in figurines. And they talk about a lot of things, like she has the zigzag and the M signs. Now these are scratchings, etchings on pottery. There's also tomb work, triline, the power of three, vulva and birth, deer and bear is primeval mothers. Oh, it's just, what a fantastic, earth mothers. This is a fantastic book. I cannot go into it. I mean, it would take me hours to really talk about this book, Death and Regeneration. So it's been a lovely work. So I say, hail, greetings to all the high priestess, guardians of the temple, curators, archivists, librarians, fair, powerful, and all those powerful women. You know, at KRAZ TV, it means keep real A to Z. That's why we have a playlist called Our New Chiefs Are Strong Women. Well, my mother was a strong woman. She still is. She said, I'm not going anywhere. So, it just goes on and on. It's just a wonderful work. It's printed by Harper and Row. A life-giving chevron and the V as bird goddess symbols. Zigzag and M signs, meander and water birds, breasts of the bird goddess, streams, eyes of the goddess, open mouth and beak of the goddess, giver of crafts, associations with spinning, weaving, metallurgy, and musical instruments. The ram, animal of the bird goddess. Net motif, triline, power of 3. Vulva and birth. Deer and bear as primeval mothers. Snake. The renewing and eternal earth. Mother Earth, power of 2. Male gods and daemons. Birth and regeneration. Symbols of death. Egg. Columns of life. Regenerative vulva. Triangle, hourglass, and bird's claws. Frog, hedgehog, and fish. Bull, bee, and butterfly. And under energy and unfolding, the spiral, lunar cycle, snake coil, hook and axe, opposed spirals, whorls, comb, brush, and animal whorls. Hands and feet of the goddess, standing stones and circles, and in conclusion, the place and function of the goddess, continuity and transformation of the goddess in the Indo-European and Christian eras, worldview of the culture of the goddess. What a fantastic, fantastic book. So, as Jean-Francois Champollion, a century and a half ago, through his decipherment of the Rosetta Stone, was able to establish a glossary of hieroglyphic signs to serve as keys to the whole great treasury of Egyptian religious thought from circa 3200 BC to the period of the Ptolemies. So in her assemblage, classification, and descriptive interpretation of some 2,000 symbolic artifacts from the earliest Neolithic village sites of Europe, circa 7,000 to 3,500. Marija Gimbutas has been able not only to prepare a fundamental glossary of pictorial motifs as key to the mythology of the otherwise undocumented era, but to establish on the basis of these interpreted signs and the main lines and themes of a religion in veneration, both of the universe as the living body of a goddess mother creator, and of all living things within it as partaking of her divinity, a religion one immediately perceives, which is in contrast to that of the Genesis 3:19, where Adam is told by his Father Creator, "In the sweat of your face you shall eat bread till you return to the ground, for out of you were taken, you are dust, and to dust you shall return." In these earlier mythologies, the earth out of which all creatures have been born is not dust, but alive, as the goddess creator herself. Wow. So, Joseph Campbell was a very prolific person also. One cannot feel but that the appearance of this volume at just this turn of the century, there is an evident relevance to the universally recognized need in our time for a general transformation of consciousness. The message here is of actual age of harmony and peace in accordance with the creative energies of the 5,000 years which James Joyce has termed the nightmare of contending tribal and national interests, from which there is now certainly time for this planet to awaken. So, well, I guess I could just go on, but if you can find this book, it's a wonderful book. I don't know. It's Harper and Row from San Francisco, The Language of the Goddess, Marija Gimbutas. So what a scholar she is, and I don't know her status now, but I'm sure she's always with us. So as my mother said, I'll always be with you. And this is dedicated to all, like I said, the high priestesses, goddesses, guardians of the temple, protectorates, other strong women and curators, librarians, and archivists. I know one now, and I'm thinking that maybe she should have this book to keep. She's doing important work in the Power Center, and she's a powerful woman herself. She knows who she is, so I'm not going to say her name. But I want to thank you all for watching. And again, happy birthday, Mother. KRACTV.